Namaskar. Friends, you are welcome to the Public Global and requested to please like the program, subscribe the channel and share it to your friends. As usual, but the things are going around, the political movements, the political moves, rather we must say the political moves are taking the Bihar-centric political moves nowadays is there in the public domain. Why Bihar-centric politics? Because the general election of the Bihar Assembly is due in this month and already has been announced, notified. And the first phase of the election will be held on the 6th of this month, November, 6th of November, not this month, next month. Today is the last day of the month. So 6th November, the first phase, and then after the second phase will be followed. And and finally on 14th, the result will be published, result will be declared. The 14th November is the date of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, date of birth, the anniversary. And the Bal Divas in India we organize, but most of us have forgotten it. What is the importance of Jawaharlal Nehru in the Indian politics, and how he tried best to give a best shape democracy in our country, and he struggled for that. Not only he, the struggle was done by the Indian intelligence. Of course, Jawaharlal Nehru given the leadership of that aspirations in the modern world, but the people, those who are in power, they are always trying to not only criticize him, but abusing the contribution of Jawaharlal Nehru, and that is most discouraging factor of the Indian politics, that the ancestors are being abused. No, let me say, I'm not just repeating anything, but this was not in the good test. In the good public test is not like that. You criticize Jawaharlal Nehru like anything, but on the 14th, his birth anniversary is there, and the Bal Divas is announced earlier as per convention, as per tradition. It was celebrated as the Bal Divas because Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was given the name, the popular name Chacha Jawaharlal Nehru, the Chacha Nehru. Anyway, and the foremost, when today we are discussing, this is the date when the assassination of Indira Gandhi was the very bad incident in our history taken place. Indira Gandhi was assassinated on this date only, and the anniversary of his martyrs today, the 31st October 1984, he has been, has been discharged. We lost Indira Gandhi on this date, but which is very hard to describe all those things after so many days. Indira Gandhi was a so powerful prime minister, and the other day that Rahul Gandhi was referring, and of course she is the grandmother of Rahul Gandhi. Now he was referring, and Indira Gandhi, his capacity and his political strength and the determination, the political will and the willpower to give India as a better situation, better shape. Rahul Gandhi was talking about. In the context of the Donald Trump, the American president, what he is doing nowadays, and he is taking India not in a good stage time and again. Mr. Donald Trump is referring India as India has protected. He is the guardian of the Indian government. He is taking like that. India is not a sovereign country. His time and again he is attacking. No time, no chance he is losing, but he is creating the chance to how to criticize India. And Indian government should take it in a very hard manner, in a very clear-cut manner, with full of strength of the 145 billion of the crores of the Indian citizens. But the government is keeping mum and government is keeping silence on that matter. So many times, yes, bad incident was there in Pahalgam, and that was followed by Operation Sindhu. The quality of the Operation Sindoor and the political decisions will be examined in a different manner if required. So, but it is a matter of the Indian panorama, the internal, this is our internal matter. We will decide who is Trump to declare all the time that he tried to, and he is the person who actually actualized the that ceasefire. Let the India-Pakistan should decide whether the ceasefire will be there or not. So he is like that country. In that context, he was referring, Rahul Gandhi was referring the capacity, the political capacity of Mr. Indira Gandhi at the time. But which is lacking Mr. Narendra Modi. He is not showing that capacity of the Indian. That capacity of the Indian Prime Minister, the Prime Minister of India is having a different kind of capacity in the world. And it has a global support and it has a global acceptance. India as a popular and as a powerful country, when we have nothing, we were not in the world economy, our position was not like that. And but our moral position was like that. Our moral position was so high that India has been always considered as a powerful country, as an important country of the world, not only by the size of the demographical size, but as the quality of the democracy and the aspiration of democracy, what India has cultivated in the process of its freedom movement. So now, when the Bihar-centric, why Bihar-centric, all things are there. So we just think that the Bihar election is so much important in that the Bihar election will change the direction and dimension of the Indian politics. What is that direction and that dimension? We must have some opinion about that. I just refer some points, some aspects of that dimension and some indicators of that direction also. So direction and dimension of our democracy is getting changed, and Bihar election is receiving the signals of that change and give the further signal to move the country in that direction also. So what is it? When Pradhan Mantri, we must think about just imagine the days of the 2014 when Prime Minister was sworn in, Dr. Manmohan Singh was left the office, he lost the election, and Narendra Modi came to the chair of the Prime Minister of India. And what was the mood of the nation, the celebration? Yes, of course, the Indian people has stressed for changes of the democracy and the democratic operational system. The operative democracy has been seen by that election, and it was Narendra Modi. We all expected that Narendra Modi will fulfill the constitutional requirement of India, and he will try his imaginary powers should be utilized for the betterment of the public, of the Indian public, what has been didn't in the process of the freedom movement. Yes, we all know that RSS has not participated in the freedom movement, but we all accepted, I mean most of all, accepted that yes, that shortcomings, that the deficiency will be taken care, and the new concept of the India will be sharpened situation of the country will be taken under the leadership of the RSS Pracharak, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Pracharak, Mr. Narendra Modi. He will lead the India in such a direction. Of course, he was not fighting his organization was not fighting for the freedom, but after taking the charge of the Prime Minister of India, he will lead the Indian politics in a very good manner, in a democratic manner, and that will compensate his non-participating of the freedom movement of India. That will be compensated by our Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister. So many of us will be in a very good mood. The mood was very high. Of course, some of us were very always apprehended. This is not going to happen. But the Narendra Modi leadership, there will be most ugly face of the democratic setup, the ugly face, the misutilization of the constitutional provision, and the deterrence of democracy will be more in powerful position. So some were apprehended there, but nowadays that has been actualized, and those who are the students who have some trust of the compensatory democracy, compensatory democracy, what was expected, what was considered by many of the people from Narendra Modi and the politics of the RSS. But RSS and Narendra Modi failed to do that, and now the many days has been passed. Now the change, the 1 decade is there, and 1.5 decades is there. So we are passing through that date. So now what will happen? So in Bihar, the SIR will have, the size of SIR will happen there. And the SIR was the challenge of the democracy between the total SIR process was motivated in an excluding manner. It was not our character of our democracy was inclusive. The inclusive nature of democracy has been developed by our forefathers, but the government started to move with SIR. It became very clear and crystal clear that the government is trying, or the institutions of the government has been trained and directed to move against the exclusive nature of the democracy, and they adopted the process of the inclusive, not excluding process of the democracy, not including process, not inclusive. So there become so many problems with SIR, but the symptoms of the SIR, symptoms of the government was, the attitude of the government was very much clear when the NRC was there, when the National Register of the CA, Citizenship Amendment Act, has been passed by the government of India, and of course taken some time to notify it. But what happened in Assam, the experiences of Assam was not very favorable for the government of India, because most of Hindu were in problem. It has been given a sense that Hindu will not be in a problem, Hindu will not suffer, Hindu will not have to put any document. Hindu and other some religious groups were also. So only it has been, it was thought, it was taken that the only Muslim people will be prosecuted. They will have to be at the pain of CAA, after CAA, producing the documents of documents in support of their citizenship to confirm that. But what happened? What happened in Bihar? That election was so minuscule, but that is the part. This government has no respect, no separate, no consideration of the federal structure, the federal nature of our country. It also the unitary form of the government, and they showed the state government of different states. They made it belittle. They are trying to rule India with a DM to PM, and that political situation has been considered and adopted by the present ruling segment. Whatever the constitutional requirement may be there, what may be the provision will be there, don't bother, no bother. Nobody is bothering, but what he wants to politically, yes, constitution are there, laws are there, but the power is more important. I think power can bend anything in his own favor. So they are doing this. So now our democracy, it seems that the democracy has been compromised in various manners. This is not just a name saying, this is not a phrase, but to say, because the concern about the people, the employment crisis, the market price rise, and the livelihood crisis, all sort of crisis is there, and everything has been done with the this apman. What kind of this thing, dishonor of everything is now becoming a political fight. The politics and democracy has not here to only to serve the to honor only few the selective things. It may be religious, it may be political, it may be personality based. So there are values, but democracy is for this at the service of the people of the India, for the betterment of the people of the India. But politics is not talking about that. Politics is not doing that all the time. They are the power. Those who are in the power, they are always saying that Congress has done this, and now behind Bihar, they are talking about what happened before 35 years, and they are talking about the Congress. Yes, of course, it was possible in the rhythm of the Congress. In Congress system, it was possible that the Bhola was Pansas, they becoming the oppressed community, the Dalit community, he was shown in as a chief minister not only once but thrice. Somebody was talking about for how many times, how many days it has been thrown in. Yes, that is the question. But on that date, when you look the history of the Bihar, people of Bihar, most of the time our journalist friends are referring that the people of the Bihar are most politically aware. But I have some reservation regarding this. Yes, we are not, we the Biharis are not politically very aware, but of course we are politically very sensitive. So that's why. So our sensitivity will not allow any government to run beyond 1.5 years. The average tenure of the Bihar chief minister was like that. Just the exception is that the first chief minister Sri Krishna Babu was there for more than 15 years, like that, pre or post independent. And after that, the Deep Nayan Singh was only for 17 days, 17 days he was chief minister of the Bihar. And after that, so many was, even BP Mandal was for BP Mandal, the Mandal Commission has been sworn in only for a few days. And that was there. But it has happened. It happened in the Congressism. But after the Samta Party leadership, after the Mandal Rajniti, it is good. The stable government came to the state under the leadership of Lal Prasad Yadav and Rabri Devi, the father and mother of the now LOP leader of opposition in Bihar Assembly, Sri Deshwi Yadav, his father and mother. Of course, it was good thing. But anyway, good things are all having some bad aspects also, or undesirable aspect also. So that is there. And after Nitish Kumar, it continued for a longer time. So stability of the government has been there. We must honor it. But the stability, if generate some kind of inertia, some kind of non-movement, some kind of democratic returns of growth, returns of economic blunders, the economic non-growth. So now in the politics, it has been came to our knowledge that the democracy and growth has been against each other. And now the Prime Minister has told in a meeting that Congress is anti-democracy and anti-Astha. Vikas or Astha, development and sentimental Astha. I don't know what the English will be there about the Astha, the faith. So Congress, now he is blaming Congress. Congress has out of office for more than 3-4 decades in Bihar. So now they are referring Congress. And after that, the Bharatiya Janata Party and the NDA is referring Jangal Raj of Lal Prasad Yadav. Yes, some years was Nitish Kumar was also there. And the Jangal was such a political phrase that actually that it has not any meaning. And of course, the loss of the public disorder, loss of the public order, and the chaos and the public disorder. Yes, it's river and the high level of crime and the organized crime, of course, was there. But another aspect of that time was also some hegemony, public hegemony, was social hegemony has been challenged, and the new kind of power struggle also was in society, and of course that taken the shape of the criminality, and the criminals approach, the criminal situations has been fraudulent like anything. But all the time we cannot refer that what is happening when Prime Minister was talking about the katta, krurta, and all corruption and all kind of thing, kushashan, about the 5K was there. The 5K was there, katta, kushashan, corruption. So Prime Minister was referring like that, those points. And in the Mokama, in Bihar itself, within some few kilometers range circle, it has been practiced. It has been done. Kata has been used. The arms used. And I will not, we must take it in a manner. One man, one citizen, one people, one human being has been killed. What was his legal position, whether it was criminal or what, so we don't know. But when the Prime Minister is talking at that level, in that kind of language, the democracy, the level of the democracy and politics will have any level to think. So the public must have an opinion regarding this. Yes, this is the time when we must think positively, and the indication of the Bihar election will be considered, will be taken as a demonstral change of the democracy and the directional change also. We must follow the direction given by the Constitution, and the dimension of politics must respect its federal structure. India is the union of states, not states are the annexed in the Indians. So like that, so in all things are in our Constitution, we must follow that Constitution. So friend, you must have an opinion and regarding the honor of our Constitution, honor of democracy. If democracy is there, the weaker section of the people, the real people of the India, they don't have any other option, but only the democracy is in their favor. So friends, you must think on those matters and have an opinion, and let us know, to serve you better. To serve you better, please subscribe the channel, like the program, and distribute it to the friend, and give us some directions also when we are talking about the change of the direction and dimension of Indian politics. Thank you very much for today. Thank you.